Hey fam, Red. Don't have a video for you today, but just looking at this headline from Variety regarding Will Smith and Chris Rock. And so if you haven't heard, last night at the Oscars, Chris Rock made in my estimation, a very inappropriate and insensitive joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife. And if you don't know, she came out in 2018 and she disclosed she has a terrible disease that basically eats her hair. Alopecia is the name of the disease. And of course, she's had to shave her head very, very low because her hair doesn't grow. It falls out, and it falls out quite a bit. And we all know Jada from having long, beautiful hair that completely accents her beautiful face. Well, it's all gone. And I can imagine how a woman would feel not being able to grow her hair, because every woman I've ever met, they're very proud of their hair. So long story short, Will Smith gets nominated for his performance in King Richard, which is a portrayal of Richard Williams, Venus and Serena's father. I have not seen it yet. I heard it's tremendous, but I just haven't had an opportunity to sit and watch it. I don't watch television as much as I used to, but I do have it on my list in Netflix. I'm sorry, HBO Max, I believe it is, to watch. So Chris Rock makes an unfortunate joke calling Jada Pinkett Smith G.I. Jane 2. Well, he wants her to play in G.I. Jane 2, and it was a little distasteful. The crowd, they kind of booed a little bit because most people know that she has this disease. And so Will Smith, you can see him at first, he's kind of smiling, but it's uncomfortable. He gets mad, goes up on stage as Chris Rock is presenting, and he slaps him into the middle of Tomorrow. I mean, it was a actual slap. I didn't see the Oscars because I have become disinterested in the Oscars for the last 4 or 5 years. The interest just isn't there for me. It used to be, but you know, I'm surfing YouTube about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I start seeing these videos, Will Smith, and I see one that says something to the effect of uncensored, coming out of Australia. So I watch it, and I was horrified, because Will Smith has been a man that I have admired since a very long time. And actually, full disclosure, he's my favorite actor in Hollywood. He, Samuel L. Jackson, Denzel, those are my top 3, along with Chris Pine. And wow. So he slaps him, goes back to his seat, and he begins to say some very loud expletives, dropping F-bombs, telling Chris Rock, do not put my wife's name in your mouth. And Chris Rock is just shocked. He's like, okay, I won't. It was terrible. It was embarrassing. It was very emotional for Will, and you can see, like, shortly after that, he calmed down. You can see, and I'm not showing that video. You guys can watch that video. You've probably seen it a million times. I mean, it's on everybody's channel. You can see Tyler Perry, Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper, another one of my favorite actors in Hollywood. They're trying to calm him down. And then, of course, Will Smith ends up winning the Best Oscar Award. And when he won, he was so tearful. You could tell he was completely embarrassed, as he should have been. He slapped the man. I mean, he slapped the man on not just national television, but international television. As I said, the video feed I saw came out of Australia. I even saw where Japan was putting up videos about this incident. It's Will Smith. He is an icon. He is not just an American icon. He's a world global icon. And that entire Smith family, pretty much, because of him. I mean, Jada's fantastic. Jada is, and not sliding her in the bit. I mean, she's a great producer, director, actress, etc., etc. But Will Smith is Will Smith. I think we all agree to that. And so he gave this speech about love and how he was protecting his family. I get that. I get that. And he apologized to the Academy last night. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock last night. But as you can see, I just found this out. It says Will Smith apologizes to Chris Rock. That's great. For Oscar slap. I was out of line and I was wrong. And it says, violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. So he's taking ownership. The jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. The post continued. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Hey, listen, let me tell you this. It's just me talking off the cuff. I don't script. I don't have anything scripted. I might make a few bullet points here and there, but I speak from my heart 99% of the time when I make these videos. When have we ever seen Will Smith out of control? Name one. You haven't. And that's the thing. His funny bone was touched last night about this man's family, his wife. Yes, he and his family have exposed a lot of their own personal business, something I would never do, by the way, but that's them. But this, I believe him when he says, joking about his wife's medical condition was too much for him to bear, because he sees this woman every day. He's the one who has to be there as a husband to deal with the issues she deals with. He knows how hurtful it is to Jada not to have her hair. Go back and look at videos of her with her hair and see how beautiful this woman's hair was. Okay? I understand that context now. He still doesn't get a pass for slapping Chris. Okay, not from me. I'm not going to condemn him, but he doesn't get a pass. Because when you're caught up in the emotion of it, I get it. I give him that much of a pass, being caught up in the emotion. But this is a powerful man we're talking about. Very powerful in Hollywood. He has the highest box office of any actor in Hollywood the past 30 years or so. It's Will Smith. Even with movies that didn't do as well as he thought, he's still the highest grossing box office actor. This guy. Still shouldn't have slapped Chris. Chris, I mean, it's so easy to second guess, and hindsight is 2020. And you know, you have some people who automatically are condemning Will. I'm not condemning Will. I'm pointing to his behavior as inappropriate. And okay, so I guess we could say I'll condemn his behavior. Fine. But it's so easy to say what you would do in that situation when you feel like your family is being disrespected in front of millions of people in the United States and outside the whole world. I don't know how many people watched the Oscars last night. I was not one of them, as I stated, but at the same time, You can't slap someone. You can't do that because there are too many people in their grave right now. Now let's get real for a minute. It started with a comment, a diss, and then the other person disses back. Then next thing you know, we're in this escalating situation that will not go away until there's a breaking point. And that breaking point for many, at least here in the United States, and I'm sure all around the world, has been someone has died, or they have been crippled or maimed or made lame over something that could have been handled so 180 degree different. This was one of those situations where it got out of hand. And, you know, to Chris Rock's credit, he was so professional through it all. And he took that slap and he just maintained his dignity. And he continued that show. You could tell it shook him for a minute. It would shake anyone. But he continued on. And also to his credit, when the LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, asked if he wanted to press charges against Will Smith, he said no. Let's not forget, Will Smith was once a comedian. How do you think he got that show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? He was a comedian and a rapper. That's how he got started. So I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry that it all happened. It hurts me. It hurts me, and I'll tell you why it hurts me. I'm going to be real. Because I'm a black man, and I see two of America's most powerful, most successful black men at odds before millions of people. You're talking about airing dirty laundry. I mean, this was, in my view, some serious dirty laundry on the part of Will Smith, not necessarily on the part of Chris Rock. Because that struck nerves in him before millions that it's so embarrassing for him and for other people who look like me. So, I mean, no disrespect, but I don't want to hear any other ethnicities tell me about how this man did this, that, and another wrong. I mean, we can all overstate the obvious, but I don't want to hear that. I mean, everybody has an opportunity to raise their voices and to speak. I'm not trying to say you should be censored because you're not black. I'll never say that. I don't agree with that. But what I am saying is everyone knows this was wrong. It doesn't matter what race you are. So you don't have to like pile on and say there's those black folks again. That's what I really mean, because there's some of that out in the Twitterverse and on social media too. It has nothing to do with necessarily these two men being black, but because they are black, I know that people are going to point to their blackness as a cascading event that, in their view, their sick racist view, shows that black folks with money can't be trusted before the entire world. They'll twist it however they want. My point of bringing this up is because I am black, and these are two men that I look up to, I respect, and they are icons, both of them, and it hurts. It hurts. I mean, it's not funny. The joke wasn't funny, and certainly the situation is not funny. And, it was just an inappropriate, untimely, tacky joke. I don't even know if Chris Rock knew about Jada Pinkett Smith having alopecia. I have no idea. But I do know, whether he knew or not, why are you attacking this sister before millions of people about her hair? That's one thing you don't do. You don't come after any woman, black, white, Latin, Asian. She could be blue like Avatar. You don't come after a woman's hair, but why are you attacking this lady's appearance? Her husband and family sitting right there with her. Why are you attacking this mother about her appearance? For what? It's just not funny by any stretch of the imagination. If this were a white family, an Asian family, it doesn't matter. Why are you attacking this woman about her appearance before a show where everyone comes to look? They come looking glamorous, and she is beautiful, with or without hair. Let's just be real about that. I didn't like that part at all. He shouldn't have gone there. He shouldn't have gone there. And you know, it's easy to second guess and have wisdom after the fact, right? Will Smith went too far. He was caught up in emotion. It was wrong. Even he said it was wrong. But I do question, why did Chris do this? And this is not the first time Chris has done this to Jada Pinkett Smith. He started with her in 2016 at the Oscars when he hosted the Oscars, and she wasn't even in the room. He had to say something about this lady choosing to boycott the Oscars because at that point in time there were fantastic movies created by individuals of color, and hardly any of them, matter of fact, I think none of them, as was the case, not one of them were even nominated. So she and others decided, hey, if that's the way the Oscars is going to be, you're not going to even acknowledge that people of color have talent and can be on the same level playing field with you, then I'm just not going to go. That's her personal choice. So she didn't go. Will Smith didn't go. And Chris Rock, there he was. You can go back and look at the video. He's attacking her on stage. So there, I think there's been a little beef, a little rift with them since 2016. This did not just come out of nowhere. There's history here. But I just feel bad for Chris Rock. I feel bad for Will. I feel bad for Jada and for everyone in that arena, because they came there to have a great time. And from what I'm hearing, the videos I've seen, the interviews, they did still have a good time. Although they do note this was a very unfortunate event, especially by the only fifth black person in history to even receive this Oscar, Will Smith. So Will Smith did more damage to Will Smith than Chris Rock's joke or anyone else. Will Smith did the damage, in my view, to Will Smith. Because already there are other people around the world saying, well, I don't respect Will Smith anymore. I think differently of him. I don't think differently of him. I still love him. I love Chris Rock. But, you know, I'm a man. I understand the issue of protecting family. But, you know, at the same time, were you protecting family? I mean, I would have been protecting family after the Oscar when I called Chris Rock over and say, listen, man, that joke didn't hit like you thought it hit. Let me explain to you. This lady has a disease and there ain't nothing funny. You would have been protecting family then, but I understand the emotion of it. You know, like I said, hindsight is 2020. You know, I'm not going to belabor the point. I mean, you guys know what's going on. Everybody's reporting on it. I just want to say I'm praying for Will Smith, and I hope you'll join me in doing that. I'm praying for the Smith family. I'm praying for Chris Rock and his family. And it's not funny. I know there are memes out there, are people joking. It's not funny. And I hate that these two men, these two giants in the industry, had this altercation, because it taints both of their legacies. It does. Chris Rock should have known better than to make that type of joke. Will Smith should have known better than to do what he did. Both are wrong. Both are wrong, and both are right in the same vein. Chris is a comedian. He makes jokes. But I'll say this. I want to show you guys this right here. This is a scripture that I looked up today. I've read it before. This is Proverbs 16, verse 32. It says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. Sometimes it's very hard to do. You know, that's why, you know, Galatians chapter 5 is so important about walking in the spirit so you don't fulfill the lusts of the flesh. And that anger is a lust of the flesh. It's one of those fleshly things. And I get that. But anyway, guys, just be slow to anger. There's a lot of people pushing up daisies right now because of incidents similar to this one, where something was said, it got out of hand. People pulled out guns, a knife, or they had a fist fight. Somebody fell, broke their neck, died. I mean, whatever the case might have been. This happens every day all over the world. And we have to be careful about letting our emotions and our anger get the best of us, because the Bible says your heart can deceive you, right? So we have to be careful with what we allow to get into our hearts, get into our spirit. We have to have on that Teflon and have that shield of faith, primarily when you're talking about spiritual things, to quench all the fiery darts of the evil one. And you know, I like what Will Smith said Denzel told him. If you listen to his acceptance speech, Will Smith said Denzel Washington told him, be careful, because when you're at your highest height, the devil will come for you. Yeah. True words. A fact. And I like Denzel. Denzel is a praying man. He reads his Bible and stuff. May not agree with him on a lot of things politically, but at the same time, you know, he makes a lot of sense. You know, and I respect Denzel. I always have. And so, hey, it is what it is. And well, let's just pray for all these folks involved. And, you know, anyway, guys, I won't belabor the point much longer, but you get the point. So anyway, thank you for listening. I'm sorry the video was a little longer than I even expected. Like I said, it's unscripted. I'm just talking. And so I hope that you don't mind this type of format, that, you know, sometimes I just talk. I don't have a script per se. But, you know, I felt that it was important to come on and give a different perspective, you know, other than people laughing and making jokes and saying, you know, Chris should have ducked and all that. I get it. I mean, there's a time to joke and there's time for everything under the sun. But a situation like this is serious stuff with these two icons. I want to kind of offer something different, you know, and I'm not belittling or attacking anybody else's choice to make a video however they please. I'm just simply saying I want to bring something different. And I hope I did that. But anyway, God bless you guys. Let's pray for each other. Keep each other lifted up in prayer. And let's definitely continue to pray for Hollywood and everybody in it, because, you know, they go through a lot too. That's why so many of them end up on drugs. And, you know, because one thing about man will pump you up just to tear you down. And there's so many people in Hollywood that they've been the talk of the crown. They've been of the town. They've been the cream of the crop. And then all of a sudden, you know, you don't hear from them for a while or even ever again. And that downward spiral from fame to, you know, humbleness, you know, it can be quite devastating on the mind and on the spirit. And so let's just keep everyone in Hollywood in prayer. So anyway, thank you for listening once again. This is Red. Take care, be at peace, and make peace.